Hi Cancer, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. So for today's meditative session, I saw the Unity card, which is in the Fairy Oracle deck. The fairies just like really want to come out. I saw this kind of like as someone holding someone else's hand. That's kind of the vibe I was getting with this Unity. So I feel like it has strongly to do with someone else. But what the card really said that like spoke to me was the concept of cooperation and reconciliation within yourself and without, right? Within and without, right? So like, I'm going to read it again. Cooperation and reconciliation within and without. So I feel like it means like cooperation means like working together, right? I mean, that's how I'm seeing it, like working together, both being on the same page, right? Like I would say like both being on the same energy. Do you see how like this is intertwined, but it's like it's two things, but they look exactly the same that are coming together. So that's like the cooperation and reconciliation. For some of you, it could be like coming back together, but it's still like unity, right? And it's number one. So I feel like the beginning of the cycle might have to do with someone else. Like the beginning of the cycle might have to do with someone else's energy entering your like space, right? But the main thing that the card wants to say is like working for the highest good, right? Aside from unity, is like what's like the highest good for all. That like that's the situation, how it should be played out. Cancer, I really love this energy. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's just like a very beautiful energy. It just feels really, really good. So let's pull some cards and see what we get. Yeah, Cancer, I feel like there's been a lot of spiritual work that has been done on your side. I feel like heavy. Spirit is like really heavy in this reading. It's to show how much work has been done, like how much inner work has been done by you, right? Not by anyone else, by you. So it's like, wow, Cancer, it's like you've come a really long way. That's what I want to say. Like I can see like the development of your soul, like your consciousness, right? Like you're more conscious of like the things that you do. It's not only the things you do, it's how you act, right? It's how you might like overreact sometimes. It's like literally understanding yourself and seeing like ways that you can do things better, right? Understanding, it's basically like you've understood yourself well enough. So that can be like a lot what the Unity card has to do, like understanding yourself, right? Being in union, like alignment, right? With yourself. It's showing, right? It's gonna show. If it hasn't started showing, it's gonna show in your 3D reality, because it is 100%. We have the Heaven and Earth card and we have the Three of Pentacles. So it's like it's gonna show in your 3D the work that you've done, because like there's no way it won't show. That's how much work you've done on yourself. Like you've done so much inner work, and it's like I feel like Spirit's like smiling, right? So you see here with the Eight of Wands and the Three of Swords, this is like Spirit working with you, right? And I feel like this is you in this new phase, right? I said it started with fire, this phase, right? And I feel like even though this isn't fire, this one card, it's kind of like smoke, right? Like it looks like smoke, it looks like light. There's something to do with fire, and it's like this beginning cycle for you with the One and the Eight of Wands. It's like, it's an energy, right? It's a vibe. It's like the energy that you're coming in this new cycle is different, right? And it's because you've done so much inner work. And it's like here, even the ego is getting trumped by the inner wisdom, right? Even the ego is getting like, I want to say like the wisdom trumps it. Do you know what I'm saying? It can't be beat, right? Because we know like the mistakes that we've made in the past. We know where we've fallen short. We know like what triggers us. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like when you're aware of something, when you like actually have the knowledge of like what is it that triggers me, right? Like what is it that pisses me off? Like what is it that makes me sad? Like do I know myself well enough to work that? Knowing yourself is knowing the ego, right? Knowing the ego. And it's like you know that aspect of yourself, and now you can apply it, right? You can apply the knowledge and make it like actually like practical. I want to say like how this is like an everyday thing. This is what it is. It's like an everyday thing that you're doing. It's not like something like, oh, like we talk about like the inner self and then we like we don't like know how to apply it. It's like you're applying it, right? Like you've learned so much from the cycle, this old cycle. Maybe like you've been hurt, like whatever made you learn this. It could have been like hurt, loss, breakups, right? And it could be like, it has to do with us too, right? Like relationships take two people, and you've understood that again with the unity. It's like you've understood the two sides. You've understood like not only where this person has fallen short, but where you've fallen short, right? And I feel like it takes a really big person to understand that. It takes a really big person to like be aware of where we fall short, right? Like where we haven't been good. And it's like you understand that, and you're trumping the ego. Like you're like, yeah, my ego will always be present, but it's like there's a way for it to like come out. I want to say like responsibly. That's so funny. It's like there's a way for it to like there's a time for it to come out, and there's a time for it to like stay away, and there's a time when it's unnecessary, and there's a time when it gets triggered, and it's like understanding that aspect of yourself. And that's what's making you like so free, right? Because you know yourself. That's what's like leading to this freedom of like this freedom. Like you see like a bird like literally they have wings. This freedom is what you've gained, right? Because you see how this person's like armored, right? With the shield and the armor. It's like this person is covering themselves up, right? Like they have to hide kind of thing. And it's like this person's more kind of like naked and free. And that's what I want to say. This allows you this freedom, whereas the ego doesn't allow freedom. The ego, people think that it does, but it doesn't. The ego, I feel like it's just there. It's mainly there for protection. It was never meant to kind of become its own persona. This week I'm getting like that, how the ego is like its own thing. Like it is part of who we are, but I feel like it can get out of control and become like this part of us that I feel like can control us. And I feel like that's what you're not allowing, right? Like you don't need this armor. You don't need, like I'm even seeing the peacock feathers, which is like kind of like being like, I want to say like showing off and like, oh, like I have this and you don't. Like there's so many aspects to the ego that are like unhealthy. It can become unhealthy if we let it. And I feel like you're not allowing that to happen anymore. Like you're not allowing, you know where it like comes from, and you understand that, right? So here you have the Ace of Swords trumping the Five of Pentacles. This is the energy of, I want to say like temptation. Like I don't know if you guys know, but the Ace of Spades in the regular deck is actually like a really bad omen. You're understanding like who has the true power, right? Like who like I feel like Spirit has the true power. This is a part of you that doesn't need to be in control, right? In reality, you're in control and Spirit's in control, right? So it's like another way that we're learning how to like, even when something might be tricky, even when something is like actually just straight bad, right? We know that Spirit is going to take care of it. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is kind of like, this isn't even the ego. I feel like this is actually like temptation, like devilish energy, like more than ego, right? Like bad spirits, I want to say. I don't know where I'm getting that from, but I really feel like strongly this isn't even ego. This is like bad, I want to say like bad juju, like bad spirits, right? And it's like, well, even spirit 100% trumps that, right? Like my reality will trump this energy. This energy like doesn't have any power over me, right? So maybe some of you know a little bit about this, but it's like for all of you it's gonna be different. But I feel like you've come to understand like where the true power lies, right? It's within yourself and it's with Spirit. Because of the inner work, because of all of this like work that you've done on yourself, again, this is why we have the Six of Cups coming for you and the Heaven and Earth card. Again, we had the unity, right? We had the unity. And I feel like this could have to do with like a person, because I have the Heaven and Earth card, number 11, and this to me with the Six of Cups 100% means like another, like a relationship, right? To be like with someone else. And I feel like this is like a sign that you're ready. I think like when we start doing inner work and we start becoming like, we start like being in hermit mode, we kind of like, we never realize like the work, like the work never ends, but you have to like integrate yourself back into the 3D, right? Like you have to integrate yourself back into like, I want to say like normal life. And I feel like you've been hiding out in hermit mode a lot. Like even here, this kind of looks like the Hermit card, and it's like, it's time to kind of like come back to earth kind of thing. Even with like the Heaven and Earth card, it's like come back to earth, you know? Because there's good stuff here too, right? There is good stuff here. I feel like for a long time you've been kind of like keeping it on the low because you're just like, I have to work on myself, but it's like now it's time to like kind of come back, because there is actually beautiful things on this earth for you too. Like I think you're meant to live a life a full life, right? Not only in the 3D like earth realm, but also in heaven, right? Like in the spiritual realm with this card. So it's like you're meant to have both, and it could be hard, but again, you're learning so much. Like you're gonna 100% learn how to integrate both of these aspects, right? This like heaven and earth. Like again, this is like a confirmation to you guys that you're doing like such a good job. So yeah, Cancer, I feel like I don't even have to keep reading, because I feel like with this unity card, it just speaks about like coming into union with yourself. Now can like allow that union with somebody else, right? And that's what this 3D wants to bring you. That's what's like beautiful about this 3D, right? That's what's like that's what's coming for you, right? That's the next chapter, right? Starting a foundation with somebody, and it's because of all this inner work. It's because of the work that you've done. So yeah, it's really, really beautiful, Cancer. Let's see if we have some advice for you. So you guys have Eagle Spirit, Spirit has your back, number 5. And then you have another 5, Chameleon Spirit, act as if. So I feel like the change right now for you guys is kind of getting out of hermit mode and kind of putting yourself back into, like integrating yourself back into society. Or it's like, you know, the change is going to be from like being single to being in a relationship. Like there's definitely an energy of change here, but it's not like, I feel like it's not going to freak you out. It's not going to be like, you know, when we get 5s in readings and it's like a sudden shock, like a tower moment. Like, no, I feel like with Eagle Spirit, Spirit has your back. It's like, as you put yourself back into, like, you're going to be pretty vulnerable, right? You're stepping into possibly a relationship, stepping back into, you know, out of hermit mode, back into, I want to say the 3D, right? And it's like, Spirit's always going to have your back. So you don't have to worry about it. I feel like you're a little worried if you're gonna mess up, or like it's scary, like, oh, am I going the right way? It's like, yes, you're going the right way. Like Spirit has your back, and Spirit's always gonna have your back, right? And with Chameleon Spirit, act as if, it's like, this is like preparing you for the change, right? There's a change going on right now, or like you're about to, you know, there's a change, right? And it's like, the best thing to do is like to go with the change, right? Not to fight it, to just kind of like assimilate it, right? Assimilate it. So that's what I feel like this is going on right now. There's like a heavy aspect of like something new starting for you guys, and I feel like this new start could have to do a lot with a relationship. So it's kind of saying like it's like you're ready. Keep, like, you don't have to change yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you can keep being who you are, and just, how do I explain this? Like it's time. It's like time to like step off the ledge, right? That's what I want to say. It's like time for that full energy. It's kind of time to like step off the cliff. There is like this beautiful energy coming for you in the 3D, and it's like time to kind of get back into it. Trust yourself, like trust the guidance that you've learned, right? You've done a great job, right? So you guys have Maching Labdrun, the diamond-hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. I feel like this is what you've done, right? This is the work that you've done already, the facing the ego, right? And you know how we were talking a lot about the ego with the hero card. It's like you've already done this work, and whatever else that needs to be released, you know, I feel like Spirit will help you with it, but I still think it's time to kind of like leap, right? It's time for like that full energy. I feel like you have done enough work for now. I feel like I saw kind of dolphin spirit when I was shuffling, and that's like the energy that I'm feeling. It's kind of like a time to be playful, right? And this card I'm getting, it's like less about the ego to me and more about the union, because there is a union coming for you with the union card, the unity card, and Mashig Labdon. It just like confirms this, because Mashig Labdon has the white and the red string, and that white and red string is like referred to marriage, right? And you also have like the marriage card here, right? So I feel like there is a union coming with someone. I really feel strongly for you, Cancer. There is, and I feel like you're ready for it, and that's what this like white and red string is symbolizing, right? The red and the white essence of the union, right? That's like, it has something to do with like it's something to do with Buddhism. I know there's a union coming for you 100%, And then you guys also have white buffalo, calf woman spirit, the prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is the compass, the path of love is true abundance. I feel like this is just to keep you grounded, to keep you like on the right path. Like if you're questioning like leaving like questioning leaving and coming back to 3D, coming back, or like questioning coming back and like going into a relationship and being really like scared about it, it's like your heart knows the way. Like you have your own inner compass that's been guiding you this whole time. And the fact that you've been able to kind of drop a lot of the ego, and the fact that you're ready for this union because it's like been confirmed by spirit, the fact that spirit has your back, right? The fact that there's a change going on right now that has a lot to do with this like union that is coming up. It's like, yes, you are ready. It's not, are you ready? It's like, yes, you are ready. Like tell yourself you are ready, because you are ready. You are strong. Your heart is your compass. Your soul is your compass. You do know what you're doing. You have dropped the ego, right? And you are working with spirit. And it's just such a beautiful reading, Cancer. I love this reading so much. I love you guys so much. I hope this resonates with you. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.